Hello and welcome to this no damage walkthrough of Silent Hill 2, played on PC via the Enhanced Edition. We're going to be playing the main scenario Letter from Silent Heaven on hard action level and extra Riddle level, the latter which is selected by choosing hard once it's unlocked.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said, Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. A dead person can't write a letter. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then, why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Does she mean the park on the lake? We spent the whole day there. Just the two of us, staring at the water. Could Mary really be there? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
So to clarify regarding Riddle level, extra Riddle level is a semi-secret unlockable that is acquired by completing the game on easy, normal, and hard Riddle level, but there's never any actual selection for it, so instead once it's unlocked you can access it by choosing hard Riddle level on your next playthrough, and oddly enough it alternates with hard Riddle level from there, so after beating extra and playing hard again it'll actually be hard, and then it'll be extra next time, and so on. So you can always verify what Riddle level you're playing on in the save and load menus, and it'll show up on your ranking screen at the end. As for this run specifically, this is a segmented run using saves. However, I've at least limited myself to using red square saves only, rather than just opening the pause menu and saving anywhere like you can on PC. Anytime I made a mistake and got hit, I'd just load up my previous save and try again. And this was my second no damage run through the game after my first run a couple weeks prior using ×3 bullet adjust, mostly because I wanted to face all bosses and do the entire game without any exploits or tricks like the ammo trick on Mary Maria, where you empty all your ammo before that boss and just run around until she dies. And I needed a lot of handgun ammo for my strat in that run for that fight, but then after I developed a really strong rifle strategy for Mary Maria that I'll be using here, so I wanted to run no damage again with no handicaps at all, no bullet adjust, with the same idea of legitimately fighting all bosses without any tricks. So that's what we did in this run.
Excuse me,
Oh, I'm sorry. I
No,
was
it's
just...
okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah. I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But
Yes?
I think you'd better stay away. This, this town, there's something wrong with it. It's kind of hard to explain, but
Is it dangerous?
maybe. And it's not just the fog either.
Okay,
It's...
I got it. I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I really don't care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going to town either way.
But why?
I'm looking for... someone.
Who is it?
Someone... very important to me. I'd do anything if I could be with her again.
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either. I'm sorry. It's not your
No,
problem.
I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too.
For full disclosure, I actually skipped all the cutscenes live in the moment when I was playing this run. But then when I was doing, commentary, editing, and so on, I figured I would add them back. Because I think there's more value in keeping them there, because the whole run, the whole game, the whole story is intact that way, and anyone, watching can kind of take in the whole experience better that way. So I did add them back, but the thing is, because I actually skipped the cutscenes in my run here, and then have edited the scenes back in, there's just going to be moments where the audio gets a little weird, like weird audio transitions where the music's playing in my run or not in the cutscenes or something. There's just weird transition. I've done what I can to limit it and to fix it, but there's not much I can do at certain spots. So just heads up on that. And obviously, since I got the chainsaw there and also the blue gem in the restroom, this is a New Game Plus. I played a New Game Plus because you have to play a New Game Plus to play extra Riddle difficulty, and I wanted to play on the highest difficulty for both action and Riddle level, so that's why we're on New Game Plus. Either way, we won't be using any of the extra items or weapons, so we won't be doing anything that you cannot do on a brand new game. And we will be collecting all of the extra items and weapons except for the final extra item, the Crimson Ceremony book, because doing so would unlock the Rebirth ending, and I wanted to get the Leave ending for this run, which is the best ending in the game, the best outcome, really, of the game. And regarding the other no damage run I did the first time out with Bullet Adjust, I do, or at least I will have it uploaded with commentary as well, as I already did all the work for that one before doing this second run. And I think there's enough variance in that run. There's a couple different strategies, and in particular the Eddie boss fight. I think I did a better job of explaining the second phase of the second room in that video, because mostly because my RNG in this run here was kind of godlike, and I ended that second phase so quickly because it just really worked out, and so it didn't really give me the time to properly explain things or show the full process of that last phase. So I think there's definitely value in checking out that other run. Beyond that, like the first Pyramid Head fight is completely different. I use the handgun on that one, where I don't use anything for this strategy. Maria is completely different. I use the handgun in that strategy, use the rifle in this one. Otherwise, it's mostly the same, and I would say this run here is a lot more efficient and refined in terms of routing, and it uses better strats for common enemies, as I had more time this time to actually practice, whereas last time I just kind of jumped straight into it. So And unlike that other run I did previously, where I didn't really pick up health items, I picked up a few, that was it. I will be picking up health items in this run. Not necessarily every item, but I will restrict it to only items that are like really directly on my path or just ever so slightly off it. I won't be going out of the way to get anything really. Probably the furthest I will be going out of my way is the second health drink across the road here. But other than that, if it's not really in our face, we probably won't be bothering with it. And just like the last run, I will be using 3D tank controls for the entirety of this run, and I will be relying on a lot of strafing strategies. I just feel that survival horror games of this era with dynamic camera angles just make the most sense to play with tank controls. They're designed for them fully, and it's just what I'm most comfortable with and enjoy. But end of the day, you should use whichever control type you prefer the most. So an interesting note before we have the first enemy interaction here is that anytime you're in the streets, of Silent Hill or any path like this, and even that construction site, you can actually aim and swing the wooden plank while you're running. It's a very unique part of being in the streets. So we will be making the most of that. So for this first creature, you're going to want to hold R2 and run it immediately and start hitting X repeatedly to perform the sideways swing, which is better than the downward swing because you can actually do it while running, as I mentioned, so you can repeat it over and over until the creature falls down. You can also circle the creature while running. You don't have to, but, makes it harder for doing it to you either way.
Is it dead? What the hell is it? It's not human. Oh yeah. This thing broken? What the? I'd better take it anyway. I might need it.
While you are circling the creature there, you can miss it with your swing if you're moving too quickly, so it can get a bit erratic. I would probably suggest just stopping, just like I did there. And you really do not have to circle it at all. Once you land that first hit, you're fine. You can just stop and keep hitting it. And I would highly recommend using that swing, the sideways bash, because you can kind of continuously do it over and over. Happens very quickly. And don't try the downward swing. You might be able to pull it off safely, but it just takes too long to get in place. You have to not be moving to perform it, and it may fall up short on range. So I just think it's the much safer strat to use the sideways swing. And now that we turn on Martin Street, we're going to be hearing a creeper, which is walking by. And yeah, we just passed it right there. There could be some RNG as to where you pass this creeper. Just be mindful of it. And we're going to go wide of this van on the left here, because there is a lying figure underneath it that will dart from under it if we go close to it. Grab the apartment key. If that creeper is, close by and it goes into that corner, which it will do sometimes, I would suggest waiting for it to come out before you go in there, because you don't want to be going in there getting the key and leaning over. You'll be vulnerable to a bite while doing that, so I suggest avoiding it. And be mindful of the creeper when you exit. Just make sure you don't go near it. It tends not to aggro to you unless you're right beside it. And by the way, there was a health drink by that fence in that alley, but I skipped it because the creeper was nearby. Just not worth it in my opinion. And before we go to Woodside, we're going to pick up a first aid kit here, which is not particularly important, of course, but the first pack of handgun bullets right there under that rooftop. And we're going to take a wide berth, well, somewhat wide berth around that Jeep Cherokee to avoid that lying figure. The reason why we want to avoid those lying figures is that they can actually hit you and hurt you if they collide with you. It doesn't automatically mean that they will damage you when they, collide with you. But if they do, like stun James and he makes a sound, that will be a hit and you will take damage. So we just don't want to risk that. And I skipped it here, but the Woodside apartment map is on the notice board directly behind us if you want it. And it's a good spot to save here because we're starting a new area. I think it's pretty helpful just to save when you get to a new area so you can start fresh if you make a mistake. First order business in Woodside will be collecting the flashlight in 205 and the handgun in 301. Mindful of the creeper, try to eye it if you can. We just passed it and just walk around the lying figure. Grab the flashlight and leave immediately. Turn off the flashlight before you get to the hall so that you don't attract the attention of the lying figure there, and run past it. You should be okay to get past easily without it spitting at you. And the reason we're keeping the flashlight off, which is just a trick we're going to use a lot throughout the game, and especially in the apartments, is that it just buys us more time to get by creatures safely. Like, if you have your flashlight on and you try to run past a lying figure, you may be able to get past, but you may not. You may get spat at. Whereas if you have the flashlight off, it just gives you more time to do things. Like, the lying figures will not notice you right away, or they'll be kind of dumbfounded and be like, huh?
Ow! Hey, wait! Damn it.
Just a minor manipulation here, but if you wait to grab that key until that moment, as opposed to before the pistol, you can avoid a lying figure spawning in that hallway. Not that it's a problem, you can just easily run past it with the flashlight off, but, one fewer enemy to get past. The enemies disappear in this hallway after you grab the handgun because it's somewhat of a scripted sequence here, but they will return after we come back. Our buddy Pyramid Head waiting there. Flashlight off because the hallway will be repopulated. And you can hear that creature stopped, but it didn't spit at us because it didn't fully know what was going on. You can just see how OP flashlight off is in this game, especially on lying figures. Make sure you have your flashlight on when you get to that door, otherwise it'll say it's locked. You cannot use keys in these dark hallways unless you have your flashlight on. So get used to turning it off to get past creatures, ideally ahead of time, and just make sure to turn it on before you get to the door. Anyway, let's stick our hand in this hole and just don't question it. Bit of a close call there, I think, because I did actually briefly have my flashlight on there and I turned it off. Having it off the entire time as you pass them is just a lot better than, having it on for a little bit. The solution to this clock puzzle every single time on every single riddle difficulty is 9, 10, and 15 seconds. You can't change the seconds hand, but you're going to want to put the large hand to 9 and the long minute hand to the number 2, which is 10 minutes, 9, 10. It'll work if you pivot anywhere between like 9:07 and 9:13. You'll hear the clank and you can now move the clock. Here's a decent spot to save, but there's not too many risky moments coming up, so I skipped it. And be sure to grab that box of handguns there. Turn off your flashlight before going through the store because there's a lying figure right there. And I try to put on my flashlight just to see, because we want to enter the third room on the left, which is 307. So it's the third door. The reason we came in here was to get the courtyard key, so make sure to grab it. And by the way, that scene was directly inspired by Blue Velvet. There's a scene where Jeffrey's character, played by Kyle MacLachlan, is in the closet, exactly like James is there when Frank is abusing the lady. So this scene is directly inspired by that scene, just really cool. Great film, by the way, really phenomenal. Horror film by David Lynch, who was a director that inspired, many parts of these games. And finally got a subway line named after him in Silent Hill 4, the Lynch line, for which you use the Lynch line coin. Pretty neat. Now that we got our trusty canned juice, we're going to head up to the garbage chute and use it to knock down the old man coin. No real risk, so no real point to think of saving, to be honest. There is a creeper in this hallway, the same one that was there before, but it generally doesn't really come over here when you're here for a brief amount of time. And if you want to avoid hitting walls, the trick I do in this game, in Silent Hill 3, I think it's a bit easier to avoid hitting walls, because the way I do it in all these games, I use reverse walk run control, so I run by default, and when I want to walk, I hold square. So what you can do is when you're running, just when you get close to the door, you can press square, but the nuisance in this game is that James kind of walks for like a half second rather than just a very brief amount of time. So instead of pressing square, I will just let go of the analog stick and then hit it again. Now that we need to get the snake coin in the middle of the pool there inside that carriage, we're going to try to bait all three of these lying figures over to one corner. Ideally the corner that we're not going to be jumping in from. One of them is straggling behind, which tends to happen, but it is making its way. Just be careful how close you are. I'm right against this fence because, as you can see, their spit goes pretty far, so don't just stand right against that edge. That's a pretty good distance there, so we're going to go in, we're going to go past the carriage and drop it right about there, just about perfect. And then grab from that distance. So we want them to be against the wall as far as they can when you're baiting them, so that you really have a lot of time and space. And if your flashlight was on when you came out, you press circle to turn it off right now, because there's enemies here. You will have no idea whether it worked or not, but if it was on and you press circle and that's your flashlight button, it will turn off. Bit unfortunate with the wall bump there. Don't forget these hanging bolts in the corner before we see Mr. Buttcheeks.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Do what?
I didn't do anything. I swear. He was like this when I got here.
My name's James. James Sunderland.
Eddie.
Eddie. Who's that dead guy in the kitchen?
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't kill anybody.
You're not friends with that red pyramid thing, are you?
Red pyramid thing? I don't know what you're talking about. Honest. But I did see some weird-looking monsters. They scared the hell out of me, so I ran in here.
Well, I guess this place isn't too safe either. What happened here anyway?
I told you, I don't know. I'm not even from this town. I just...
You too, huh? Something just brought you here, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I think you better get out of here soon.
Huh? Yeah, you're right. What about you?
I'll leave as soon as I'm done here. Eddie, be careful.
James, you be careful too.
Leave the man to peek out his guts in peace, and remember, flash that off before we head back to that hallway. Again, it just gives you more time and space. It's not like it automatically means you will never get hit or anything, but flash that off is always better than flash that on in terms of, you know, avoiding enemy attacks. At least with certain enemies like lying figures. Now's a good point to save because we're done with Woodside and we're heading over to Blue Creek. For the most part, Blue Creek is very easy. There's just one creeper that, you know, can be a bit of a nuisance. That, you know, that's probably the only thing that is a bit of a wild card in Blue Creek, to be honest with you. Pretty sure this is a massive fire code violation, but looks like they don't care about that thing in Silent Hill. And let's start out Blue Creek on a positive note by sticking our hand straight down this toilet and just seeing what's in there. Why not? And this is extra Riddle level, so we get some letters, which we got a really funny code there. We got EFGH, which is 4 letters in sequence. So each letter corresponds to its numerical position in the alphabet, plus 9. So we're going to turn the dial any direction to 14. Turn right by pressing right until we get to 15. Turn left to 16, which is literally one number over, and then we're going to turn right and finish on 17, and the safe will open. And inside we'll get 4 boxes of handgun bullets. So without bullet adjust, that's 40 bullets. Very helpful to get started. For clarity, any number below 9 will show up as a number in the safe code memo, and any number above 9 will show up as a letter. So A just continues as the next number after 9, so A is 10. By the way, in case you want it, the map to Blue Creek is on the floor beside the second floor door inside the stairwell. But lastly on the safe code, if you're playing on hard Riddle level, you'll see Roman numerals instead of letters, and you may have to add them together, sometimes with regular numbers, to get each individual number of the code, like VV5 would be 15, for example.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, I'm James.
Angela.
Angela, okay. I don't know what you're planning, but there's always another way.
Really? But you're the same as me. It's easier just to run. Besides, is what we deserve.
No, I'm not like you.
Are you afraid? I'm sorry.
It's okay. Did you find your mother?
Not yet. She's not anywhere.
Did she live in this apartment building?
I don't know.
So, all you know is she lived in this town.
What did you say? How do you know that?
Well, I just figured, 'cause this is where you're looking for her. How else would I know?
Yeah.
Am I right?
I'm so tired.
So, why did you come to this town anyway?
I'm sorry. Did you find the person you're looking for?
Not yet. Her name's Mary. She's my wife.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Anyway, she's dead. I don't know why I think she's here.
She's dead?
Don't worry. I'm not crazy. At least, I don't think so.
I've got to find my mama.
Should I go with you? This town's dangerous. Now I know what you meant back there in the cemetery.
I'll be okay by myself. Besides, I'd just slow you down.
What about that?
Will you hold it for me?
Sure. No problem.
If I kept it, I'm not sure what I might do. No! Oh, I'm sorry. I've been bad. Please, don't!
So we grabbed a box of handgun bullets on the couch before seeing Angela in that mirror room and the prisoner coin inside that mirror room. Now we're going to head to 105. The white chrism is on the counter here if you're playing a New Game Plus. And we're going to do the old coin puzzle using the 3 coins we have. So this is extra Riddle level. So the solution for here is going to be the old man coin inside the first slot on the left. The second slot is going to be empty. We're going to put the snake coin inside the third slot from the left. And then we're going to put the prisoner coin with the woman on it in the fourth slot from the left. And then the fifth slot is going to be empty. Solution is a little different on hard. So this will net us the Lynn House key, which is named after the director of the 1990 horror film Jacob's Ladder, which I mentioned in my previous run, is a film that had a lot of inspiration on Silent Hill 2 and also Silent Hill 3. Just a movie that if you go watch it, you'll see so many similarities, so many inspirations that Silent Hill 2 and 3 took. I can't recommend that movie enough. It's a phenomenal movie in its own right, and it's a trip for a Silent Hill fan to watch that, because there's no way you won't be like, holy shit, that looks so much like Silent Hill 2 or 3. 3 even uses a few references like the Bergen Street subway station. Just a phenomenal movie. Again, go see it. If you haven't, please see it, please. And we're going to get past these mannequins by carefully getting them to activate themselves, and then we're going to sneak past them, and we're going to catch our buddy Pyramid Head in the act of something. And we've now found ourselves in quite the predicament. So it's now time for the first boss fight. And this is where we get to the first real difference between this no bullet adjust run and the bullet adjust run I did before. So when I had a lot of ammo, I just, fired openly at Pyramid Head. 45 shots until he left. That's what I would recommend if you're using bullet adjust. But if you're not using bullet adjust, I really want to save handgun bullets for the final Pyramid Heads boss in the hotel, and you need about 335 handgun bullets for that. And the handgun is just a very useful weapon, especially in the hospital against nurses and at various points. So there's really not a ton of ammo unless you really go out of your way getting ammo. So what I'm doing here is I'm conserving ammo. You don't have to fire a single bullet at Pyramid Head this entire fight, and it will end naturally after around 5 minutes. Because ultimately, you don't kill Pyramid Head here, you don't, incapacitate him in any regard, you just gotta outweight him, really. If you shoot at him, it makes him leave faster, you can leave in about, 50 seconds or 60 seconds. But if you don't, it just takes about 5 minutes, so it just means you need to hang in there, bit of an endurance. But I wouldn't say it's difficult to dodge him at all, so the strat really is, you just wait for him to get close. The first 4 or 5 maybe instances, I would start running before Pyramid Head gets to you, because if he gets to you, he will do like his swipe attack with his knife, which is probably the more likely attack to damage you, because it's it's more of a quick attack. He won't start doing the executioner swing, this one right here, until 4 or 5 attempts, something like that, 3 or 4 attempts of the regular swipe attack. So try to run by quickly for that swipe attack. Although he might just swipe short before he gets to you anyway. But yeah, once he starts doing this executioner attack, it's so, you know, it's so choreographed that it's not difficult at all. You can wait till he gets right towards you. He starts that animation, and then you can run across. Just run along the wall, take a left or a right, depending on which side you are, and just go to the other side. Quick turn, repeat. And the rest of this is going to be pretty boring, because I think I've already kind of laid out the entire strategy here. One thing to note, though, you can kind of see that when you run past, Pyramid Head kind of tracks you for a little bit with his great knife, his swing, and then he kind of like loses you at a certain point. So it's pretty easy to avoid his attack here, but an important part of this fight to note is that once that siren sounds at the end after 5 minutes, especially if you haven't spent the entire fight shooting him at all and slowing him down and whatnot, once that siren sounds, his accuracy with the great knife goes to 100%, I believe, or at least close to it, as long as you're within range. Like, as long as the knife can actually reach you, he probably will hit you, and if it hits you, guess what? You're dead, bud. So it's helpful to be on the left side when the siren sounds so that you don't have to run past them. But hey, if you are on the right side, don't worry about it. It's not like game over or anything. You just gotta, you know, be very quick and deliberate in terms of getting past them. In this run, I believe it wasn't an issue. I think it ended when I was on the left. But if you do end the fight and you're like, let's say you're right here, just wait till he gets a little closer to you, but try to start running before he fully reaches you. You don't want to get to a point where you run past him and get to this corner and like he's still within range, you know what I mean? Because then he will literally kill you. So you want to make sure he's definitely at least past the halfway point. Try to pull him as far over to this corner as you can, like at least right about like here. I would try to get the jump on him before he starts swinging though, so that you have, you know, as much time as possible to get around him and clear him. I just remember that because one time, like literally years ago, probably it would have been decades ago, I remember dying to that attack once, and like I didn't save, and I was just like, man, I did not see that coming. So just be aware that that is absolutely something that can happen here. What an iconic villain, though. Pyramid Head. Like, wow. How someone just comes up with that as a villain, like wearing a pyramid helmet. Looks phenomenal. Just the fact that he walks so slow, drags that knife as well. This game wasn't long after Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I think that was 99, this is 2001. I always thought Pyramid Head was the much more terrifying villain. Not that Nemesis isn't terrifying, that massive bioweapon chasing you, but like the fact that this thing just slowly makes its way towards you is just even more terrifying in my opinion. And there we go, the siren sounds. Oh man, yeah, that could have been dicey. I realized when it sounded that I should go back in that corner. I don't know if that was the greatest idea, because if he did swing at me, he probably would have killed me because he was so close to me. But I guess we were fortunate there that he didn't try to kill us. As a side note, if you do find yourself in a position where like you're like so close to him and like you cannot possibly get away from him in time, and he's like about to swing or swing's about to land, one option you can do is head to the options, change the control to 2D if you're not using it already, and just go in a crazy zigzag, just go totally wild, and then that may make him abort his swing. Again, I remember doing that literally decades ago. I have not done it any time recently, but I do remember doing that once. And it kind of worked, so feel free to try if you find yourself in a dire situation.
You! It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who stepped on my hand.
I don't know. Maybe I did.
What's a little girl like you doing here, anyway?
Huh? Are you blind or something?
What's that letter?
None of your business. You didn't love Mary anyway.
Wait! How do you know Mary's name?
So in a no bullet, just run, especially if you're doing the strats that I'm doing, and you know, defeating the Pyramid Head's duo boss in the hotel with the handgun. You're gonna want to find as much handgun ammo as possible. Handgun ammo is like gold, and don't ever waste it when you don't have to or when you can use something else. So we're going to go on a little bit of a detour here. We're going to take a left up these steps, and we're going to grab the 2 boxes of handgun bullets in this corner right here on the ground. And then we're going to make our way back to the path. We can go back where we came from, or we can just go this way. Well, I took a right a bit too soon there. Keep following. Yeah, okay, I saw James's head turning there. I don't think I recalled that health drink being there. Not that it's really important in a no damage run. And yeah, take it right here. This is the main path that if we kept going straight, this is where we'd be. Just make sure to grab that box of handgun bullets on the bench there. And then there's a health drink here if you care to grab it. And say hello to Mary.
Mary? No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. You could be her twin. Your face, your voice, just your hair and clothes are different.
My name is Maria. I don't look like a ghost, do I? See? Feel how warm I am?
You're really not Mary.
I told you. I'm Maria.
Sorry. I was confused.
Where are you going?
I'm looking for Mary. Have you seen her?
Didn't you say she died?
Oh yeah, 3 years ago. But I got a letter from her. She says she was waiting in our special place.
And that's here? Anyway, I haven't seen her. Is this your only special place?
Well, there's the hotel too, I guess. The one on the lake? I wonder if it's still there.
The Lakeview Hotel? Yeah, it's still there. So, the hotel was your special place, huh? I'll bet it was. Don't get so mad. I was just joking. Anyway, it's not that way. It's this way.
You're coming with me?
You were gonna just leave me?
No, but...
With all these monsters around?
No, I just...
I'm all alone here. Everyone else is gone. I look like Mary, don't I? You loved her, right? Or maybe you hated her.
Don't be ridiculous.
So it's okay?
Yeah, fine.
The great thing about escorting Maria is that we really don't need to worry about her at all, really. You know, she follows us no matter what. We don't ever need to wait for her before going through doors, and she'll always just appear right beside us when we advance to the next room. There are some items that you can pick up there, but I don't think it's anything meaningful. I think it's like a health drink, and not important because there's the mannequin there, and you'd have to wait for it or kill it. And I would highly suggest just skipping it. We're gonna grab the dog key right there. which is unlocked by beating the game with the Leave in Water and Maria endings, or just the Rebirth ending. Just be careful here, not getting too close to that fence where that pole is. I remember walking right into that and bumping into that pole when a lying figure was right there to spit near me. And be sure to grab the steel pipe 100% because we will be using it in this run, and I highly recommend using it for Eddie. I think it's the best weapon in the game for defeating Eddie no damage. Make sure to grab those hanging bullets there in front of that truck, and then there's one more box of hanging bullets here in front of this garage door. Like I said, handgun ammo is like gold in a no bullet just run, so be sure to grab anything nearby. And there's the Lost Memories book. We won't be getting the Rebirth ending this time, but I figured I would just grab everything except for the final Crimson Ceremony book, just for completion-ish sake. Health drink right there. And then we're going to take a bit of a bowling break here. Say goodbye to Maria.
I'll wait here. I hate bowling.
I didn't come here to play, you know.
Hurry back, okay?
So what'd you do? Robbery? Murder?
Nah, nothing like that.
Huh! You're just a gutless fatso.
What'd you have to say that for?
I thought you said the cops were after you.
No, I just ran because I was scared. I don't know what the cops are doing.
But if you did something bad, why don't you just say you were sorry? Well, I guess I run away a lot too.
It's no good. They wouldn't listen. Nobody will ever forgive me. Did you find the lady you're looking for? What's her name? Mary?
Eddie?
Oh, you're...
James. We met in the apartment building?
Yeah, I remember. But...
Are you alone here, Eddie?
No.
Bye-bye.
Wait! Come back! Eddie, let's go after her.
Huh? Laura? But why?
Laura. Is that her name?
That's what she said.
This town is full of monsters. How can you sit there and eat pizza?
She said she was fine by herself. She said a fatso like me would just slow her down.
Forget you.
So we're going to go for a little adventure here down to the end of the alley and grab this semi-hidden box of handgun bullets. Like I said, can't get enough handgun bullets.
Did a little girl run out of here?
Yeah, she was too fast for me. Aren't you gonna go after her? She went through there.
Is there any other way?
Yeah, there is. Right through there.
It's no good. It's locked.
Thank you, Maria, for slipping us in the back door. Appreciate it. If you examine those crates of liquor back there, James goes on a bit of a monologue about his drinking problem and that it doesn't seem to fix the pain at all. And sadly, no matter how many times we try to examine the stripping pole there, Maria will not dance for us. I'm sorry, I know.
Over there!
And we're going to make our way into a fairly dangerous part of the game. There's a map on the bulletin board there, which we're going to skip. And we're going to grab the purple bolt key. Make sure you do not forget this before you save and or move on, because we will need it on the 3rd floor. And I would highly suggest saving here, because the hospital really is just a death trap. The regular one and the Nightmare Otherworld version, because there's just so many nurses. They respawn all the time on hard, and you can't ever realistically expect to run past the nurse without getting hit. Like, yes, you can pull it off sometimes, especially if you have some space. Sometimes you can get lucky. But like, I don't think you're ever really guaranteed it, getting past the nurse, even with flashlight off. This is a formidable enemy, and I just would not take any risk with it. Always count off the bullets in your head as you fire them, and always reload in your inventory. Always. And always just know exactly how many bullets in your gun. If you don't know, inventory and reload. Trust me. If you try to fire right in front of a nurse and you reload, you're going to get hit and you're going to regret it. It's just, I've done it myself too many times. Don't make a stupid mistake like that. So we're waiting for this nurse to move ahead here, just so we don't have to kill it, and so we can save some ammo. Because if we did kill it, it will probably respawn anyway. So we will kill it now, because we're gonna go down the hallway to grab some more ammo and M6, which you don't have to do, but I do it because shotgun shells are pretty hard to come by in the early part of the game before the flesh lips. Boss fight, I believe, there's only 4 boxes plus the 6 in the shotgun. And it's the best weapon to use on the Flesh Lips boss fight, so we're going to take a bit of a risk here. Get ready to shoot immediately. Just shoot at the nurse that it targets, which is the one on the right. Shoot it 4 times, and then immediately switch your targeting by using left and lug stick to the other nurse. Shoot the other nurse 4, maybe 5 times as you approach it, and when it gets knocked over, immediately kick the first nurse that you knocked over, because that one will stand up sooner. If you kick the other nurse, the second nurse first, the other one may stand up. So kick the first nurse direct over first, and then kick the second one second and grab the items there. Again, you can decide if it's worth it or not, but if you don't get those shotgun shells, you're going to have to use more handgun bullets on the flesh lips, and that's just going to make things tough for you in the end if you're using the handgun on the pyramid heads. And we're just doing the same technique here to save us some handgun ammo by walking this nurse to the door so we can avoid killing it. And I got a bit impatient and ran in. Just be very sure you know what you're doing when you do run in those cases. Flashlight up is always better as well. Somewhat of a close call here, but I think the hitbox of that first nurse was keeping the second nurse back. And we will be entering the men's locker room to grab the examination room key in this coat pocket, specifically so we can get a box of shotgun shells on the first floor.
Ow!
What's wrong?
I just pricked myself.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Make sure to grab the shotgun in the locker. And by the way, I recommend doing these locker rooms after you've already cleared the patient wing on this floor, because the first time you arrive here, you don't have to interact with any nurses if you just go straight through that patient wing door. Whereas opposed if you tried to go to the locker room first, you'd have to probably get past 1 or 2 nurses, maybe past them again to get back to the patient wing. This just prevents, 1 or maybe 2 other interactions. And we got a bit lucky to not have to deal with them to get to the stairwell there. And so now we're going to use the exam room key and slip through the other door to the doctor's lounge, where we're going to find a box of shotgun shells on the sink. There we go. Normally we would never really come here in a game where we're in a run where we know what we're doing, because this room just has a code on the whiteboard there that we already know the solution on hard extra. But the shotgun shells will be clutch. Now we're going to head up to the 3rd floor, where there's going to be a nurse immediately to our right outside this door here. So immediately after you pass through this door, hold R2 and X and just start shooting immediately, because I believe it's always in this position. Get the jump on it right away. And this is the door where we use that code that I was speaking of. If we checked the whiteboard, it would have told us it is a T, which is 1328. And here we're just going to observe what this nurse does, because sometimes it'll be walking the other way and we can slip in here safely. Well, we decided to take a risk anyway. You may want to kill it first, so I wouldn't be too pushy with that one.
James. Wait a minute. I'm kind of tired. It's just a hangover.
You should rest.
So comfy.
I'm gonna go look for her. For Laura. I'll be back as soon as I can.
I forgot I was using a mod here which dresses up Maria as Mary. Only for parts of the game. I don't know why. It'll show up later again in the labyrinth. I don't know why it doesn't work the whole game though. I wish I disabled that, but I forgot to before I start this run. So you get partial Mary, partial Maria. You're welcome. So you don't have to read that note. You just got to go near it, head over this fence, and you'll trigger Pyramid Boy. So an important thing to note here is that, yes, we now have 1 HP, and we will heal with a couple medkits, just so we're not, on red health the rest of the game. But we recorded 0 damage from this incident. It wasn't a gameplay event, so we took no damage, but it did take away our health. So no damage points are recorded from this incident, and we will still see 0 on the end screen, assuming we don't take any more damage the rest of the game. And I've seen enough bloody wall codes in my time to know that that code is 4417, not 4413, despite the final digit definitely looking like a 3, but it ain't. Took a couple seconds there to situate myself, see what was going on. There were no nurses near me. No easy way past this nurse, so I'm going to start killing this in the next, 1 or 2 here. I only didn't reload in the menu because I knew I still had ammo in my gun, but I've killed 2 nurses now, so it's absolutely time to reload. Mannequins are kind of a joke in this game, so I'll just turn my flashlight off and kind of bait them into activation and then run past them. And we're going to use the purple bowl key and the lapis key. We can combine them for faster usage here. And we're going to put in the turning lock. So the turning lock is the bloody wall code, and the push button lock is the carbon paper code. Keep in mind these codes are random every time, so you will not have the same codes as me, or it's just really unlikely that you will. So back in that hallway, it is RNG dependent. If the nurses may respawn, they may not. If, in my case, I got lucky, the nurses didn't respawn, or at least one nearby didn't, so I didn't have to worry about it. But it can create a tricky situation there if you have to get by a nurse and the mannequins. You might consider just getting rid of the mannequins if that happens. Yeah, or just taking a bit of a risk, but just keep that in mind, that that nurse might be there when you come outside. And yeah, just try to bait the mannequins into activation by getting near them and then just backing off. You can just run straight at them and they may activate themselves and like swing, and they may hit near you and it won't hit you, won't damage you. But there's like a very small chance that that will land as an attack. It doesn't most of the time, but it can. So if you want to avoid any risk at all, just make sure you bait them into activation first. Flesh Lips boss fight is coming up, so we're going to equip the shotgun to get a bit ahead of the curve here and head down to the first floor, where we're going to collect some final boxes of ammo before jumping into the boss fight. Shotgun shells there, and then there's some handgun bullets on the floor. So by now you should have 24 shotgun shells plus the 6 in the shotgun, so ready to rock and roll.
Laura?
Huh? You know my name?
Eddie told me.
That big fat blabbermouth.
How do you know about Mary?
What's the big deal?
Why can't you just tell me?
You gonna yell at me if I don't?
No, I won't.
I was friends with Mary. We met at the hospital. It was last year.
You liar! Laura,
Fine, don't believe me.
But last year, Mary was already... I'm sorry, Laura. Anyway, let's go. We can talk about this later. This is no place for a kid. There are all sorts of strange things around here. I can't believe you haven't even gotten a scratch on you.
Why should I? Wait! There's something I gotta get.
Later, okay?
But it's really important.
What is it?
A letter from Mary.
Huh?
I wanna go get it. Is that okay?
Yes!
Come on, hurry up.
Is it in there?
Yeah, in the back.
What are you doing, Laura?
It's further back in the desk.
Laura! What are you doing?
Ha ha, I tricked you.
Open the door, Laura.
Why should I? I'm a liar, right? Want me to open it? Huh? Do ya? What's the magic word?
Laura?
Okay, I guess it won't open it. I think I'll just leave you like this.
You snotty little brat! Open up!
Why, you...
Laura?
You cut me!
Okay, so this is a pretty simple fight. We're just gonna really strafe around this room, look for openings. Just unfortunately, the flesh lips are really spread apart on both sides right now. So that sounded awful to say that, but I'm just gonna go on and let nothing happen. So try to get them both on the same side, so you can not be paranoid about one of them kind of creeping up on you from the side here. It's a really bad start. Okay, there we go. Finally got both of them kind of in front of me here. And you can be pretty aggressive with shooting them twice before they can hit you, even if they're close. But once they're like directly above you, I would never shoot a second shot, because then they'll grab you with their like filthy feet and strangle you. I just don't want to take risks. They can also do that attack, which is a launch attack, which they do rarely, but they can do. Generally, when you're in front of them, they may do that, like directly in front of them, and they're heading your way. Especially if I've noticed if they like get stuck on another flesh lip, they might do that attack. It's weird. It's like if they collide with another one, they can't get past it. If they're stuck on like a dead one, they may do that attack. That's one thing I've noticed. But yeah, strafe around the room. Aim your shotgun. You don't want to be too far away from them. Like if they're across the room, you probably can't even aim upwards at them, because you have to aim your gun, wait for James to aim up at the flesh lips, then shoot. Don't ever shoot before the shotgun aims up, because you won't hit anything. And he'll cock the gun, and then he'll aim up again for the second shot. There you go. Make sure you aim up before you shoot, otherwise you will waste your bullet. And yeah, you like I said, you don't want to really go in a corner and aim at them across the room. Try to maybe aim a little short of the corner so that they're closer to you, unless they're like right in the middle of the room. Then it's fine to be in the corner. But just try to make the most of your aiming and your spatial awareness here. I don't know what the hell that Fleshlip is doing, just dragging against the wall. Didn't notice that while playing. Okay, one is dead. Now we can be a bit more aggressive with this other one. See, I'm not really going right against the wall because there's no real need. I want to be closer rather than further because I want my shotgun shells, each of them, to do as much damage as possible. Because the shotgun has a fair bit of spread and we'll lose damage if you shoot from further away. Getting quite low on shotgun shells here, so I'm gonna try to make every last shell count by getting, you know, each of my shots from close range. Pretty easy when it's 1-on-1. And at this point, I realized that I was very low on ammo and probably have to use the handgun, which is unfortunate, but, you know, it shouldn't take too much because I did fire 30 shells at these guys, so this one should be very close to dying. And you will know this Fleshlip is dead when James lowers his gun. And this scene right here where James looks like he's being wheeled on a gurney through the hospital is directly inspired by a very similar scene from Jacob's Ladder when Jacob is being wheeled into pretty much what is becoming an otherworld hospital, you know, of its own in that movie. Gonna reload the pistol as we're back to business in the hospital, grab the shotgun shells, and definitely save your game. It would be ideal at least, as the Nightmare Hospital is perhaps even more of a death trap than the regular one. So there are a couple items inside this room, which is C3. There's a medkit there, and I forget, there might be some handgun bullets in there, but it's just like the effort you have to go through to get that, and the amount of ammo you have to use anyway, it's not really worth it, not really worth the risk. But in here, this one is worth the risk because you'll spend 4 or 5 handgun bullets and you'll get 10 more. So you'll come out, you know, 5 or 6 handgun bullets, you know, positive. So that's absolutely worth it. First order of business here, we need to get the basement storeroom key in M6 on the 2nd floor. Try not to go anywhere you don't have to. So, and see, right there, that nurse is in the corner. I took advantage of it. I wanted to save the ammo, so I turned off my flashlight, just went in there. I'm going to have to be mindful of that. Turn your flashlight off before you leave, and just instantly just make sure you dart quickly out of the way. You might get swiped at, but you should be gone. Bit of a risk that you take there. And again, there, I decided I could slip by there. I'm doing all of this because I want to save as much ammo as possible. If you're playing with bullet adjust and you don't have to worry about this, then I would absolutely suggest killing those nurses. Do not take these risks. I mean, not that they're really huge risks, but they are risks nonetheless. Now that we're on the 3rd floor, we're going to want to head to the employee wing in the east. And again, just make sure you count off each shot in your head. I always just move towards them as I'm shooting them, as the handgun does more damage the closer it is. There is a bit of a damage drop off from far away. You might have to shoot like 1 or 2 more bullets if you keep firing them from far away. But the risk of moving towards a nurse while firing at them is that if you're not paying attention to ammo in your gun, you might reload in their face. So just the solution, don't do that. Reload in your inventory all the time. Always know how much ammo you have, and if you're not sure how much ammo you have, reload.
James!
Mary? Oh, Maria. It's you. I thought you were... Sorry. Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me. I was almost killed back there. Why didn't you try to save me? All you care about is that dead wife of yours. I've never been so scared in my whole life. You couldn't care less about me, could you?
No, I
Then
just...
stay with me. Don't ever leave me alone. You're supposed to take care of me. So, what about Laura? Did you find her?
Yeah, but... She ran away.
We've got to find her.
You really seem to care about her. Do you know her?
I've never met her before. I just feel sorry for her. She's all alone. And for some reason, I feel like it's up to me to protect her.
So the reason Maria feels that way is because she is slowly inheriting Mary's memories, and she feels the desire to care for Laura, who, was her friend at when she was in the hospital. She doesn't really know what to make of those memories, and that kind of comes into play as well in the sub-scenario when you examine the stuffed animals in the kids' room in the Baldwin Mansion. Maria's like, Laura would love these, and then she's like, wait a minute, Laura? Who am I talking about? Because she's slowly getting her memories from Mary as the game goes on. And here I switched to the shotgun, not because it's better by any means. It's actually much worse, in my opinion, on nurses because it's so slow. But I'm using the shotgun here because from this point on in the game, the shotgun is not an important weapon at all. We will be using it on the Abstract Daddy boss, and the Abstract Daddy's in the hotel at least. But other than that, there's no creature in the game that we really need it for. So we're just going to save our ammo for the handgun.
Hi there, everybody! Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to another exciting edition of Trick or Treat! Here you either answer the questions correctly and win a great prize, or fail to answer correctly and receive the punishment. It all depends on you. And our lucky, or should I say unlucky challenger today is James. James Sunderland! Are you ready to play Trick or Treat? Okay, here's your first question. Merry-go-round, haunted house, roller coaster, Ferris wheel, and teacups. Silent Hill is home to a thrilling amusement park that both children and adults love. The question is, what is the name of this amusement park? 1. Fantasyland. 2. Silent Hill Amusement Park. 3. Lakeside Amusement Park. Okay, quickly on to question number 2. Silent Hill witnessed a gruesome murder a few years back. A brother and sister were playing in the road when they were attacked and chopped into pieces with an axe. Torn flesh, smashed bones, splattered blood, and finally, bitter tears. What a terrible tragedy. What a gruesome end to such innocent lives. Now the question. What was the name of the murderer who committed this vile act? 1. Walter Sullivan. 2. Scott Fairbanks. 3. Eric Gaines. Now for our third and final question. South of the lake is a deserted old neighborhood called South Vale. From there to Pale Vale, the central resort area northwest of the lake, there's only one road you can take. Just one road, no more. The third and final question is, what is the name of that road? 1. Bachman Road. 2. Rindell Street. 3. Nathan Avenue. Well, that's the last of our questions. Have you got it all figured out? When you know the answers, head to the storeroom on the 3rd floor to collect your prizes. But be careful if you're wrong. Well then, everybody, thanks for tuning in. See you again sometime. Bye-bye.
What was that?
So the answers to those questions are Lakeside Amusement Park, Walter Sullivan, and Nathan Avenue. And this is RNG dependent here, but in my game there was 1 or 2 nurses here just crowding the elevator as I got off, so I came out blasting, just to be ready. And I always try to get through these hallways quickly. Like if you're blasting a nurse and kicking it, just understand there's probably a nurse, chasing your 6 that you're not fully aware of, or how close they are. So just be careful.
You can't open it?
Yeah, Maria, give me a hand here.
Come on. You're supposed to be the big man around here. How's a little girl like me supposed to help? What's this? Not very cute, is it? Here, James. You take it.
Thanks.
Try to get close-ish to nurses so that the one shell knocks them over, but don't get, like, once you move and, like, before you can shoot with the shotgun, you have to, like, set yourself in place, and, like, that, like, half second can just be enough time for a nurse to smack you. So just be very careful. That's why you shouldn't get too close. Just, if anything, set up shop, you know, move in your position and set up the shotgun, and then wait for the nurse to come and then shoot. But even then, I would just wait before they get too close. Don't risk it. Do not risk it. So you don't have to combine these rings, but it just makes it go by a bit faster. We're going to put these rings on, unlock the door, and then we're going to save. I highly suggest saving here because this next part is pretty tricky. And we're going to try to do the whole thing, no damage for James and also for Maria. So we're gonna, you know, have a bit more on our plate here. So there's a lot more room for, there's a lot more potential for failure. So I would highly recommend saving, especially if you're trying to do that as well. But even if you're not, it's a tricky spot that you can easily screw up if you hit like one wall. And to my surprise, it looks like I actually forgot to go to the 3F storeroom, because you can get 5 boxes of shotgun shells, 2 ampules, which are useless, and there's some more ammo as well in there, which, yeah, I totally forgot. I recommend going in there. The solution for the trick-or-treat box is always 313 every time, no matter what. A bit of a faster way down these stairs that I've found. Strafing right and left. Okay, so what you're going to do, I'm going to strafe left immediately around the corner, and then I'm going to strafe back. I'm going to fire at Pyramid twice, just to, like, delay him from swinging at Maria. Then I'm going to strafe around Maria. I did that because if you keep firing at Pyramid from that position, Maria will block your exit. She will totally fuck things up. So just shoot twice to prevent the first hit. Go around, fire the rest of your 10 bullets, so 8, whatever you have left. Reload the inventory. I go to about here, and then I start firing at Pyramid again. I fire 10 shots. You can see how much he slows down. You can go a bit further, but I'm trying to avoid Maria getting hit at least, you know, even once at all. I'm going to go about to here, and I'm going to try to... I got really close there. I knew that would be close, but... And for some reason, Pyramid Head, like, freezes completely when you shoot him from the other side of that fence, so we're totally good from that point on.
Open up!
One unusual thing to note is that if Pyramid Head gets around that corner and you shoot at him from like the other side of the fence while you're both on the other side of the fence, the closer side of the elevator, it doesn't seem to freeze him. It does slow him down like usual, but it doesn't freeze him in his tracks like it does when you shoot him when he's on the other side of the fence, through the fence. I don't know why it does that, but try to make the most of it and set yourself up so that you get to the other side of that fence cleanly and he's not there yet, and that you can get a shot on him through the fence. It just seems to be the best way, and then just one shot's necessary, and then you can run to the elevator from there. And yeah, that all went by really quickly, but at the start there, the reason why I strafe around the corner, because you need to go just around that corner to spawn in Pyramid Head. He won't appear until you do that, so I strafe, spawn him, then instantly go back to start firing at him to delay him, and then, you know, get a one or two shot just to prevent that first hit, and then I get in a better position so Maria doesn't just totally block me at the exit. Just very crucial. If you don't, you know, watch out for that, Maria will block you both there and potentially at other spots if you do it at like a corner. Just be very mindful of that. And you may have noticed, like, at 1 or 2 points, like, I was very close to shooting her. If you're not directly aiming at her, you should be fine. Just be careful to maybe go a little closer and maybe almost push her to the side rather than just continuing the fire, because she might walk into your line of fire sometimes. It's just something that you really need to stay on top of, because it's game over if you shoot her just once. Feel free to save on your way out of the hospital on the bulletin board there. But the nighttime streets are really not a dangerous place, to be honest. Like, if you're fully up to speed in this game, it's really not, you know, a dangerous spot. In a 10-star run, it's probably, you know, a place where you may potentially make damage because you're going to be killing a lot of enemies. But in a no damage run, we're going to be running past everything, so it's really not a concern. I guess the one spot there's probably the highest risk would be the mandarins, the underhangers in the graded hallway coming up, but just be careful when moving around them. So here at the spot here, we get some rifle shells, shotgun shells, and I think some handgun bullets. Yeah, so one of each. And it always seems closer than it is there with that nurse there. In all my runs, all my practice runs, or just runs on hard, it's always, that nurse is always nearby, like, threatening me, but it's never a factor. You can always kind of get that ammo in time as long as you're quick. We're going to make our way over to Saul Street, where we're going to find a graded walkway here behind this gate door with some mandarins underneath it patrolling. Just be careful that if you run straight over them, there's a possibility they could attack you with their tendrils, so just go around them, or, you know, be patient if you're a little cautious. I was a little more cautious here than I had usually been in my runs. I think I had possibly been hit by one in a practice run or something. Just make sure you go around them if you can. That one was a bit close of a call, because you're going to need to go right around the first hole in the ground there, and then left around the next one. Just make sure you avoid the underhangers or the mandarins while doing so. Hyper spray inside the motorhome here on a New Game Plus once it's unlocked, which is unlocked by beating the game either once on hard or I believe twice on normal. I think that's the conditions. And here you can find sneakily placed handgun bullets, 2 packs. Very important for our run there, so just remember that by that mailbox here on the, you know, eastern end of Saul Street. By Happy Burger, right by the menu here, we're going to find rifle shells. And then there's more rifle shells on the other side here. And first aid kit. And since we have a boner for handgun bullets, we're going to head over to the front entrance of Neely's Bar, and there's a box right here. Can't get enough handgun bullets on this run because we do not have bullet dust, so. Not that we're seeking every, you know, single pack of handgun bullets. There's many boxes we didn't bother by going into certain rooms, like especially in the apartments. But anything that's, you know, within a stone's throw, we're going to get. Make sure you grab the wrench here. If you grab it from a little further back on the steps, lower on the steps, you don't have to bend over. I always try to do that, but it looks like I got a little too close there, unfortunately. And you do not have to read the letter there. And by the front entrance of Big J's, you will find some more rifle shells. This is on the corner of Cat Street and Neely Street. And now we're going to find the prophecy has come true. The door that wakes in darkness, opening into nightmares. A door that was locked in the daytime, but is now mysteriously unlocked. There is, I think, a first aid kit, if I'm not mistaken, in that alcove there, but, you know, is it really worth going in there when that nurse is nearby? I don't think so. Another box of handgun bullets here. Just don't be too aggressive with the nurse there. And there's some items there, but there's a nurse there presently. When we come back, that nurse won't be there, so we'll grab them on our way out. Gonna take a right here, then a left, and then curve left to the praying women right here. Dig and use the wrench. Dig, boy, dig. Good boy. What do you got there? What'd you find? So 2 shotgun shells and a health drink. I think the health drink was there the first time we skipped it, but the shotgun shells are new. Now we're going to make our way to the Historical Society, which is, you know, a ways away down Nathan Avenue. One very interesting and odd thing that you can witness on the way to the Historical Society or past it, generally, I find this doesn't tend to happen on the way to the Historical Society directly from here, although perhaps it's more likely to happen in the daytime. But especially if you go past the Historical Society to where there's like some rifle shells there at the end of that road. But especially if you go in the daytime, that far down that road, and you're walking along the sides of the road, you will or you may witness mannequins flying from out of nowhere. And they'll land on the road, and then just, you know, I believe they get up and just become regular enemies, but they literally get thrown from seemingly nowhere and just land there. It's not a glitch, it's something that was clearly intended, but it's just this odd thing that most players probably won't ever come across. But if you are exploratory and you go down this road, especially in the daytime, you'll probably will witness it. Skipping that first aid kit because it's just another one where it's just not worth it. And I highly recommend saving here. Not that the upcoming part is difficult, but there is a very common reset point in the trap room with the creepers, because if you take more than like 3 guesses to guess the code, it's very, very likely that you will get bit. So we grabbed the obsidian goblet there, which is the 3rd of 4 unlockable items that is required for the rebirth ending, and we switched to the pipe because we know we'll be using it momentarily. And now we delve into James's personal subconscious, his own abyss, which calls him deeper into the depths below. So, you can kill the creatures in this hall, but I recommend just speedrunning it, really. Just turn off your flashlight, run past that first lying figure. We're going in here only because there's a box of handgun bullets, and we want every box of handgun bullets we can get that's within, you know, a stone's throw. Flashlight off, take a right. There's a creeper nearby, but I find if you just run through there, it doesn't really become an issue. Otherwise, you can, you know, kill those creatures one by one, but I generally don't. At the bottom of the well, turn approximately 120 to 130 degrees to the left and go forward, and that's usually exactly where the this is different part of the wall will be, and just smack it a couple times with the pipe and you'll find a door. And if I wasn't saving ammo, I'd probably just kill these flying figures, but I am saving it, so I'm going to turn off my flashlight and run past them, easy peasy. So inside this trap room here, grab the key and then don't use the battery just yet. Instead, position yourself perfectly by the code panel there, then use the battery and get ready to start mashing the panel immediately so you don't get hit by these bugs here, and start your guessing of the 4 or the 6 possibilities the code could be of the illuminated numbers. And I got that first time out because I knew the code because I already did it once and then got bit and then loaded my save in the Historical Society, did it again. And once you do that once, it'll be the same code when you load your game. So if you do get bit, then keep guessing until you get the code correct, and then memorize that code, load your game, and try it again, and put in that code the first time, and you'll get it. Just don't worry about it. It's a common reset point. Very easy to get bit there. Just put in the correct code the first time once you know exactly what it is, and then strafe left, exit the room.
Killing a person ain't no big deal. Just put the gun to their head. Pow.
You killed him?
But it wasn't my fault. He made me do it.
Calm down, Eddie. Tell me what happened.
That guy, he had it coming. I didn't do anything. He just came after me. Besides, he was making fun of me with his eyes, like that other one.
Just for that, you killed him?
What do you mean, just for that?
Eddie, you can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
Oh yeah? Why not? Till now I always let people walk all over me. Just like that stupid dog. He had it coming too.
Eddie?
I was just joking, James. He was dead when I got here, honest. Anyway, I gotta run.
You're going out there alone?
Yeah.
Eddie?
Decent spot to save here, which I think we're going to skip. And just do not forget that gluttonous pig tablet at the back there. Easy to forget that, especially if you don't save. I just find the lying figures here are not really too difficult. Hangable, it's there. And again, we're going to keep using the shotgun, not because it's particularly good. It's not that great on lying figures. It did take that one down in one shot, but it's just not the greatest weapon on them, but it lets us save ammo for the handgun. Here, there's a lying figure immediately around the corner. I suggest you can try running past it, but it's a tight hallway and can be a bit risky, so I suggest just blasting it. And while we're going over here to get the Seductress tablet from the open shower, the other lying figure in the room is making its way towards us. I'm a bit paranoid of this one, so I switched to the handgun because the shotgun is just very slow. And yeah, see, it got to us very quickly. I didn't know if it would be around the corner there or right there, but took that one seriously. That's why I went to the handgun. And then now we'll go back to the shotgun and just conserve our ammo more. And if you do want the map, it's further up the hall behind us there on one of those desks, but we don't need it. But if you want to draw your own map in the labyrinth, you need the person map. Just keep that in mind. So I highly recommend it if you get lost in the labyrinth. But labyrinth is pretty easy once you have an idea of it. The simplest route is always the right route, to be honest. Just don't get too close to the cells or else you may get spat on there. Walk along the left wall, and there's hanging bolts in the first open cell, and then there's the wax stall, which we'll need later in the next open cell. More hanging bullets. And I find you can generally just, not worry about this first lying figure and just turn your flashlight off. We're going to look for the 7th cell from the right, and that's going to have the final tablet, the oppressor. The one that locks you behind the bars, because it's the tablet that represents James, so it's kind of suddenly telling you that perhaps James belongs in jail, isn't it? Whereas the gluttonous pig tablet represents Eddie, of course, and the seductress represents Angela, which is maybe a bit confusing. You might think that's Maria, but you know, like I said in my other run, as fucked up as it sounds, perhaps Angela's father saw her as a seductress of some sorts. And the tablet is found in the shower room, which is a very common destination for, you know, victims of abuse after it occurs. Trusty horseshoe there, and if you want some more rifle shells, there's more right here. Just be ready to blast right away once you enter this room, otherwise you may get spat on. And yeah, just be very mindful about your reloads. Always reload in the inventory after a few shots have been taken. Somehow ran into nothing there. Okay. The lighter is the final piece we need to make our own handle in a second here. There is a lying figure in this room. Just either move towards it or wait for it to approach to get a little more close. And if you see James looking down or aiming the shotgun down, then it's on the ground. It can be a bit tough to know sometimes if like the enemy's off screen, if you know, if they're actually down. But just look at James's head and how he's aiming the gun. Gather all the ammo across this room in these 3 locations here, and then grab the hunting rifle. And we will be using the hunting rifle this time for the final fight against Maria. And yeah, so this lying figure can respawn. It doesn't always respawn, but it absolutely can. So just heads up, once you come back into that room after getting the rifle, just be ready to aim and shoot immediately. Gonna combine and use the horseshoe, lighter, and wax doll. It always kind of makes me laugh how in, you know, movies and video games someone finds like a Zippo lighter and it just works. When in reality, like if you don't fill a Zippo lighter with fluid every like, you know, week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, absolute max, it's not gonna light. It just ain't. Because the cotton inside is gonna not be, you know, liquidized with fuel, and it's just not gonna be able to light. As if a few holes weren't enough already, now we descend down a near minute-long elevator ride here. I think at this point it's, you know, indicating we are not quite in reality anymore, are we? But rather we are inside James's subconscious. I mean, perhaps the whole game is to a certain extent with the creatures. But, I don't believe this is a place that truly exists where we are right now. Start of a new area, so it's always a good idea to make a save. You don't really know what is coming ahead, to be honest, so now that we're back in dark hallways with lying figures, we're going to turn off our flashlight. And I found these 2 lying figures down here are a bit tricky to run past because the water is, high enough that it makes James run kind of slowly through it. So I generally don't try to run past these creatures because if you do, they can easily spit at you, even with the flashlight off. So I just kill them. Now we get to the box puzzle, the box of faces. So first, let's just turn the box a bunch of times until you find a solution where it opens the door, so we can actually get started here. Because we're going to need to take a look inside to align the doorways to allow us to get to the other side. Just pretty unlucky with our attempts so far here. If at first you do not succeed, keep trying. There we go. Okay, so now we open it up. Now we're looking for 2 doorways on opposite sides of each other. Not there. Where do we... Okay, up on the top there's 2 there, so we need to rotate it twice downward and then once to the side. So twice downward, once to the side, and there we go. Oh, I don't know why I did that. The other one would have worked as well. But yeah, okay. There we go.
You're alive! Maria, I thought that thing killed you. Are you hurt bad?
Not at all, silly.
Maria? That thing, it stabbed you. There was blood everywhere.
Stabbed me? What do you mean?
It chased us to the elevator, and then...
James, what are you talking about?
Just before! Don't you remember?
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Maria?
You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So, you're Maria?
I am. If you want me to be.
All I want from you is an answer.
It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real. Don't you want to touch me?
I don't know.
Come and get me. I can't do anything through these bars.
Okay. Stay right there. I'll be there soon.
And there you can see Maria has returned in her pink format. I really don't know why. It only affects some scenes. Or it's just not working right, I don't know. Grab our trusty wire cutter there, which we'll need momentarily. And sometimes these lying figures can actually respawn, or one of them, and one of them may also be like darting across the floor. Just be very careful if that's the case. I'd probably just try to run past them rather than shooting if that's the case. Like if they're crawling on the floor, just try to get out there quickly. Flashlight off, and we will need our flashlight on to cut this. So if you can't use your cutter, it's because your flashlight's not on, or you're just too far away from it. There is one hallway where there is a lying figure down here that is like right in your face. I guess I thought for a second it might have been that hallway, but it's not this one. Unfortunately, this lying figure is going where we need to go. I was going to wait to see if it went the other way. It didn't. But I'm just going to kill the son of a bitch and move on. In all these hallways, you can just always run with your flashlight off. You don't ever need to fight any of them. And this hallway is like it's kind of like a square. It's like a misshapen square, really. Both sides go to the same location where there's another ladder. And I suggest going this way, going upwards, and then walking for a bit because if you run right away, you will reach a lying figure and it'll turn around before, you know, you get to this walkway here. So just walk a bit to let it go on ahead. And here, just keep your flashlight off and run past that first mannequin, or first lying figure. And I turned on my flashlight there just to kind of see it, and it was bad timing. Just keep your flashlight off to get past that next one and find the next ladder. And this watery hallway here, this lying figure is kind of right in your face. Get ready to shoot that one. You don't need to shoot it immediately, but just don't start running or else you'll probably walk right into a spit show. And so this next hallway is a pretty tricky one. You can fight these creatures up here and just start shooting them immediately, but I suggest just turn your flashlight off and just run past them, run left around them. Bit unfortunate to bump into that one, so maybe you might consider going right, but I mean either way it was okay though, or you can go left around the first one, right around the next one. And thankfully with the labyrinth, the correct solution of where to go is always the simplest route. So it's always the first left, the first right, you know, whatever it is, it's always the simplest route. And now we are at the save point before the abstract daddy, which is a great save point. Even if you know this strat well, it's just easy to make one little bump on the wall and then it's all over. So I highly recommend saving there.
Daddy, don't!
So we're going to back up into this corner, turn around, aim, fire once, maybe wait a little bit, fire again, let them get closer to us in this corner so we have more time in the next corner to shoot. Strafe around the wall, try not to bump the wall too much, go right beside this TV to the left here, shoot once, maybe wait for it to get a little closer, shoot again, strafe along the wall but not bumping into it too much, shoot once, wait, let it get closer to you, shoot again. That buys us more time in the next corner. Strafe along the wall to the TV. We have no bullets left, so we're going to reload. And you can see it, the abstract daddy is slower now, so we have a lot more time. We're going to wait, We're going to strafe to the next corner. We're going to shoot it again. And it's getting really slow now. One more shot, there we go, 10 shots.
Are you okay? Angela, relax.
Don't order me around!
I'm not trying to order you.
So what do you want then? Oh, I see. You're trying to be nice to me, right? I know what you're up to. It's always the same. You're only after one thing.
No, that's not true at all.
You don't have to lie. Go ahead and say it. Or you could just force me. Beat me up like you always did. You only care about yourself anyway. You disgusting pig.
Angela.
Don't touch me! You make me sick. You said your wife Mary was dead, right?
Yes. She was ill.
Liar! I know about you. You didn't want her around anymore. You probably found someone else.
That's ridiculous. I never...
So that fight can definitely end after 9 shots. I think it did end after 9 on my previous run, but it was 10 there because I guess I shot from a bit of a further distance. So on extra riddle difficulty, the innocent man is the thief. So we're gonna look for the thief, and there we go. We found the thief. Bottom middle location. So we're going to pull the bottom middle rope in the newsroom. If you're playing on hard, the solution here would be the counterfeiter is the innocent man. And if you pull the wrong noose, after you confirm by checking in this room that the key is not here, and then you go back out to the hallway at this point, there will be, I believe, 3 lying figures that will be your surprise waiting for you in a shape most wondrously strange as it's outlined to you. So don't get it wrong. Be sure you're pulling the right one.
Maria? Maria? Maria, no! What happened to you? Why? Why? Mary.
And now we're approaching what is absolutely the hardest part of the run when you're learning this game, how to no damage run it. But I would say it legitimately becomes, you know, a lot more doable and less daunting once you've done it once and you know the strat. Like especially with the strat I use here, I don't think this fight is that bad at all. And you know, might take a couple attempts once you know the strat, but you know, or even more. But I think it's a really reliable strat that should work for you if you have enough practice with it. So we're going to start off by using the steel pipe, which we have already equipped, but if you don't, make sure you equip the steel pipe before you save your game, just to save you the trouble of equipping it every time.
Eddie? What are you doing?
What does it look like? He always busted my balls. You fat, disgusting piece of shit. You make me sick. Fat ass, you're nothing but a waste of skin. You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting piece of shit. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. It's all the same once you're dead. And the corpse can't laugh. From now on, if anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him. Just like that.
Eddie, have you gone nuts? I knew it.
You too. You're just like him, James.
Hey, I didn't mean anything.
Don't bother. I understand. You've been laughing at me all along, haven't you? Ever since we first met. I'll kill you, James!
So we're going to immediately hold R2, and we're not even going to move. We're going to hold R2 and hit X tightly, like hold it down firmly so that James does the overhead downward swing. And we're going to bash Eddie 13 times in a row to retreat him to the next room. And just the way it works out is that he will always just come just short before getting bashed. 13 times, there you go. And we're going to grab that ammo and head off to the next room.
Do you know what it does to you, James? When you're hated, picked on, spit on, just because of the way you look, after you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life. That's why I ran away after I killed the dog. Ran away like a scared little girl. Yeah, I killed that dog. It was fun. It tried to chew its own guts out. Finally died all curled up in a ball. Then he came after me. I shot him too, right in the leg. He cried more than the dog. He's gonna have a hard time playing football on what's left of that knee.
You think it's okay to kill people? You need help, Eddie.
Don't get all holy on me, James. This town called you too. You and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you know that? Let's party!
So first see what Eddie does here. Sometimes he aims his gun, sometimes he runs straight in. Just dodge behind that meat bag and run over here to this meat bag in the center of the room, which is the perfect place to set up shop for most of the fight. And just try to position yourself here so that you, when he comes in for a punch, like you're already behind the bag, he comes in for a punch, step back to dodge it, step forward, and then pipe thrust. Specifically the pipe thrust. Do not ever pipe overhead swing him at this point. Always pipe thrust him, at least at this point in the fight. Keep him targeted. Don't let go of R2, and while you're after you hit him, just sidestep right with R1. So step back, dodge his punch, step in, pipe thrust, sidestep behind the bag. And you always want to sidestep behind the bag, because if you don't, he may lift his handgun up at any point in time, his revolver, and shoot you. So what you're doing after you attack him, you want to get to a safe place. You want to create separation between you and him. Otherwise, he can shoot you. So attack him, dodge to protect yourself. Got kind of hung up on it there. Dodge. I accidentally did the overhead swing there. And so the reason why we don't want to do the overhead swing at this point, like, you can definitely try it. I definitely tried the strat with that as well, but so I just found that using the overhead downward swing, the bash attack, Eddie's AI just becomes much more aggressive and much more unpredictable, and he often leaves the setup, leaves somewhere else, fucks around for a while, comes back, or he just gets more aggressive. He may shoot you immediately sometimes. You know, it just creates more of an unpredictable situation. Whereas here, if you just keep doing this attack, you can keep him in this, loop until he enters scared Eddie state. Like, no problem. So this is why I prefer this strat. It just seems more reliable. You take less risks, and you can keep him in this loop for the entire first phase of the fight. And just be careful when you are behind the meat bag here. If you're like partially behind it and he can kind of see you, like you see many times, like right there, and I'll continue to do this. I'll kind of move to the meat bag, and then I'll adjust, because I'm just paranoid that he may shoot me. Because if you can kind of partially see each other, like right there, he very well could have shot me and he would have hit me. Just be mindful of that. You may have to learn the hard way, what I mean there, or just don't learn the hard way and take my advice. Just make sure you're like fully behind the meat bag. I'm also trying to not go too far though, because I don't want him to go the other side, just to keep my muscle memory. I want him to be coming from the left side. I prefer him to come from that side. It's just that's the way I'm used to. So I'm trying to just manipulate him to come from that side, but not make it so that he shoots me. Okay, so now we enter phase 2. This is the second part of the fight. Wow, okay. Normally he doesn't come for attack right away. He usually hides, and then you have to weed him out. But notice how he aimed his revolver immediately at us there when we after we attacked him, and then we immediately dodged left behind that meat bag. That is the whole setup of this phase of the fight. Do not ever be in a position before you hit him where you're not like 1 or 2 steps away from a meat bag here. The idea is to overhead bash him and then immediately dodge as he's lifting his revolver. Now, he won't raise his revolver most of the time, to be honest. It's fine, but there will be those times where he does raise it, and there is some RNG in terms of how fast he raises his revolver. Sometimes it'll be immediately, sometimes it'll take a second, sometimes he'll stand there for a few seconds and not do anything. You have so much time, but there will be some instances where, you know, he will raise it so quickly that if you are not like 1 or 2 steps from a meat bag and you can't dodge behind one immediately, you will get hit. Just simple as that. That's the one key to this phase of the fight that is so important. Unfortunately, for demonstration purposes, I got really good RNG here where he just kept coming back for more, and then he didn't really aim his gun at me like again instantly after that first instance. So you're just gonna see me get continuously good RNG where he just keeps coming back for more. Normally he like comes back for more like once or twice and then runs away. You gotta find him, you gotta weed him out. But here he's just like, he's just staying aggressive and coming back. This doesn't usually happen, but if it does, you know, make the most of it and just keep dishing high damage with the overhead downward swing, and he will eventually go down.
Eddie? Eddie? I killed a human being. A human being. Mary. Did you really die 3 years ago?
By the way, I didn't really get a chance to explain it, but the reason why we transitioned to using the overhead downward swing for the second phase, the overhead bash, simply is because it's the more damaging attack, and at that second phase of the fight, we can't really keep him around the meat bag in that loop anymore, so there's no real benefit of using the thrust attack. So transition to the more damaging attack, get the fight over as quickly as possible. Just understand you have to strafe away after every bash, or he may shoot you. And definitely make sure you have a meat bag beside you. In my case, my RNG there was like amazing, so we didn't really get to see that too much, but I highly recommend you watch my other no damage run of this game, the one that I used bullet adjust. Obviously that didn't matter for this fight because I used the pipe in that strategy as well, but in that example, I think it's a better demonstration. I got more time to explain things, more time to show things, because Eddie was in scared state for much longer, hiding often, and I think that in that run, I'm able to better explain that phase of the fight, so I would highly recommend checking that out if you're not super familiar with that part of the fight yet. As for the boat stage, to perform this most efficiently, I suggest holding right for a solid 3 to 4 seconds or so until before that light appears on your screen in the center there. That's your destination. Before that light appears at all, let go of right and transition to holding forward, and then the light will kind of enter your screen as you're straightening up. And then as you do kind of get that light near the center of your screen, if you need to correct it all left or right, go ahead, you know, use up left or up right to correct and align yourself and just keep going forward. And I should say I'm playing on PC, so I don't have to use analog controls here. I'm just using D-pad. But if you are on PS2 or Xbox, you want to rotate both analog sticks anti-clockwise, counterclockwise to turn right. Rotate both sticks clockwise to turn left. And to go forward, you want to rotate the left stick and counterclockwise and the right stick clockwise to move forward. And the faster you row, the faster you will go. This place hasn't changed at all in 3 years, because you haven't let it, James. This is the Otherworld Hotel, because this hotel actually burned down, or at least was set ablaze, which we're about to see later on. Make sure to grab the Little Mermaid music box there, which is fittingly by a, water fountain. Little Mermaid, the sea person creature. So first things first, I suggest immediately going downstairs and getting the thinner, because it's not a big deal if you forget it, but if you do, you will have to get past mannequins, and you will have to worry about the abstract daddies, well, on the first floor, which aren't really a factor, but... And since we want as much ammo as possible for the final 2 fights, we're going to go in this hallway here, and you're about to see how terrible the shotgun is on, dealing with multiple enemies at once. Especially mannequins. I don't know why. Like, I guess it is knocking them down decently so far, but the shotgun is really awful on mannequins, especially multiple mannequins. They're just going to keep, alternating. Getting back up when one's on the ground, and it's just like, yeah. Eventually they will die from the bullets themselves. But not yet. Not before they are a real pain in my ass. Yeah, the shotgun is just so bad for multiple enemies in this game. And at this point, I just got tired of it. And just let's rifle these bitches, because we have a lot of excess rifle ammo. We only really need about 40 for Mary Maria. And we'll end up with like at least 60, if not 70. And so, as I was saying, the reason we came in here. So there's handgun bullets there, rifle shells, more handgun bullets. So 3 boxes of handgun bullets, 30 handgun bullets. That's really the key why we came in there. And now we're ready to get the fish key and see Laura inside the restaurant.
Did I scare you?
Yeah, you did.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she? If you know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it? But don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
She was our nurse. I took it from her locker.
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. That's why I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one, Mary. Huh? I must have dropped it.
Laura!
I gotta find it.
Laura!
Out in this hall, you really don't have to attack these abstract daddies at all. I suggest don't even risk it. So just immediately go inside the lobby through these double doors right beside you, and grab the key to room 312 inside the key boxes there, because we will need that. Not yet, but later on. Good point to save here. And lock in our, Eddie fight and everything that was before. Watch your step. more handgun bullets there. 2 boxes, very helpful. There's some more, you know, shotgun shells in the reading room, but we really don't need any more shotgun shells at this point, so I just didn't really care. Use the fish key to get the room to 204. And for this next hallway with these 2 abstract daddies, I suggest getting moderately close to it like this, and then try to fire 2 shots. So get a distance where you can safely fire 2 shots before it reaches you, because the second shot will knock it down. The second abstract daddy was not close to it, so I went in for the kick on this one immediately, and then was pretty well set up to just kind of shoot this one twice from there, same distance. If that second abstract daddy is like really close and like you're about to kick the first one, I suggest don't kick it. Don't kick the first one. Wait for the second one to bounce off the hitbox of the first one and go back the other way, and then kick that first abstract daddy. Or if it gets back up, shoot it down again and kick it, and then approach the second one. But if the other one's far away, like it was there, you know, go for the kick right away. Use the thitter and put in your code here. And we get the Cinderella box in a, you know, a trunk. Quite fitting, given Cinderella kept her clothes in a trunk. You'll notice that each of the music box locations are, you know, very carefully crafted and, you know, tie into the fairy tales quite nicely, as opposed to being placed just anywhere. So in order to use the shelf, you have to go in the elevator, you have to read the panel and see the note on weight allowance, and then we can put our items in the shelf. Otherwise, we cannot. So we're going to have to clear out our entire inventory, except the photo and letter from Mary. We don't have to put those on the shelf. The letter from Mary technically doesn't even exist, at least in this format, so that one makes sense. And on that note, from the point it's either you enter the hotel or after you kill Eddie, the letter starts disappearing piece by piece, whether it's the words on the stationery, the paper, and then the envelope itself by the middle or the end of the Pyramid Heads fight at the end. Down on the first floor, we're in the employee only area. We're going to find the Snow White music box right beside an apple, which is the instrument that the evil queen used to feed Snow White, a poisoned apple to, you know, make her fall into a deep slumber. Very well thought out there. Grab the videotape and can opener from the safe. And if you want a couple boxes of rifle shells, which we really don't need, we have plenty of excess at this point, but if you want them, there's two right here in this employee lounge, which has a heater in the corner that you cannot examine, but if you do, if you come back there with the flashlight, because you don't have the flashlight here, you have it in the shelf. You come back there with the flashlight on, you examine that, it says, "I'm Johnny, one hot guy." The heater says that, which is a hint, perhaps, of why the hotel burned down back in the day. So for that first mannequin, I suggest you can just run past it, and, well, it's not facing you, so you can easily run past it. It'll kind of activate against the other way, and you can shove past it. But for this mannequin, you can't see it yet, but go right there and then back up, and that will bait it into activation. You can just run through and, you know, it'll activate itself, and it might not hit you like probably 8 or 9 times out of 10, but there's that one or 2 times out of 10 chance that it'll attack while, like, the activation of its arms throwing itself into activation will actually land as a hit. So if you want to avoid any risk with that, try to move forward, bait it from around that corner, back up, and then go in once it's activated. And it generally takes a few seconds for a mannequin to attack after it's been activated. And after we head out here, there's going to be 2 mannequins that are here. Technically, you can kill these mannequins ahead of time. We're going to do the same technique. We're going to go ahead, bait them, go back. You can kill them if they spawn after, once the abstract daddies spawn. They spawn, so you can kill them, but there's also a chance that they can also respawn again, even if you kill them, but, you know, really not a concern. And given those abstract daddies are still there because we haven't touched them, make sure you enter the lobby immediately and go upstairs. I suggest this pathing here, go right around that mannequin, then left around the second mannequin. Grab your items from the shelf. To a shameful greed did stain the shoe with blood. That is Cinderella, referring to a very early rendition of Cinderella, where the stepsisters, hack off their toes and heels to fit the shoes. Even so, I want to believe she was happy. That refers to the Little Mermaid giving up her beautiful singing voice to be with the prince. And beauty, both a blessing and curse thou be, refers to Snow White, because Snow White was the fairest of them all. And the queen didn't really like that, did she? Do not forget the stairway key. They're very easy to do that puzzle and just leave without thinking about it if you're just, used to just going through this quickly.
James.
Figured I'd let y'all hear the James call. I always love that. If you turn around and start to walk away, you hear James. Now time to watch the Bullet of Truth. See what James has been up to all this time.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Mary.
So there you are, James. Did you get the letter? Did you find Mary? If not, let's get going already, okay?
Laura. Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar, that's a lie!
No, that's not true.
She died because she was sick?
No, I killed her.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you! I want her back! Give her back to me! I knew it! You didn't care about her! I hate you, James! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! She was always waiting for you. Why? my.
I'm sorry. The Mary you know isn't here. Laura, I'm sorry.
James, where are you? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Please come for me. Do you hate me? Is that why you won't come? James?
That voice!
James? Please hurry. Are you lost?
There is a save point in this hall on the door of 313, but there's no real threat. I mean, maybe I guess the Mandarins just before the final save point could be a threat. So if you are concerned about that, then maybe save and outside 313. We're gonna head to the west wing of 2F and try to enter the last door on the right, the last room on the right, and it'll teleport you to the east wing of the hotel for some reason. And yeah, so this is the real hotel that suffered from, you know, a fire some years back, or at least I think it was a year back that it burned, based on the notice in the employees' lounge that says it was last updated a year ago. And you can find a painting in the prison that says a caption of "Burning Man, Burning Mansion." Burning Man is what it's called, and that's a painting of the Lakeview Hotel. The frame of that building matches perfectly with the hotel. And there are a couple lying figures in the basement, but if you just run past them, they won't, be a concern. Be sure to grab a bunch of health drink Caesars here for the road. And this room here just has a shitload of ammo, just in case you needed some rifle shells there, shotgun shells there, and a first aid kit.
You. Now you're the only one left. Maybe then I can rest. Mama, why are you running away? You're not my mama. It's you. Oh. I'm sorry.
Angela, no.
Thank you for saving me. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserved what happened.
No, Angela, that's wrong.
No, don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me. Will you love me? Take care of me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James, give me back that knife.
No. I won't.
Saving it for yourself?
Me? No. I'd never kill myself. It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
So at this point, and since the labyrinth really, James and Angela's and also Eddie's worlds have all, you know, started to kind of come together, at least have some overlap, and they can kind of see each other's nightmares. What a tragic story Angela has in this game. Like, man. Like, what a mature story for 2001. Just unbelievable, the themes that this game, you know, tells, goes over. Final rifle shells there. In this hallway, be cautious of these mandarins. I'd run full speed over them and just... This last one, I'm just being mindful where it is. I just don't want to... Yeah, okay. If it's by that door, it just maybe... You just don't want to make sure you hit the door and bump into it and then you get hit. And same with the walls. I generally try to stop running near the walls and the door or before going around the corner so that I don't bump into them. 100% recommend saving here because this fight is quite difficult. We are going to use the handgun.
Stop! Leave her alone! Leave us both the hell alone! Ah!
I was weak. That's why I needed you. Needed someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth. Now it's time to end this.
So to start off, strafe around this pyramid head and then start strafing in a circle, set up shop and start shooting back up into a corner. You can be pretty aggressive with this and just try to fire at them in every corner, or you can try to, you know, build up as much space as you want by, instead of doing every corner, maybe doing like every other corner and try to back up the other way. I'll probably do a few variations over the course of this fight, but essentially you want to always be backing up while firing the handgun. You don't ever want to be firing the handgun while at standstill. It puts you at such a disadvantage. Being always moving just gives you a good like head start to get going, and it just keeps buying you space as you fire at them, right? So keep baiting them on. And if the secret to this fight really is just not making dumb mistakes, not being greedy. You can very well get 5 shots off, 6 shots off. At some moments you can get 7. Maybe 8, even 9, possibly even 10, depending on how much space you have or how slow the pyramid heads are. But just the key to this fight is just not being greedy, just firing your 3 or 4 shots, or even 2, you know, or whatever, and just getting away. Just strafe around the room, find an opening, aim at one of the pyramid heads, back up. Always be mindful of that. See the one on the left there? See, it wasn't even going for me; it was going for the exit. That was pretty close. It swung at me there. See, if you want to be careful, take as few shots as possible if that pyramid head is is close to the exit. He wasn't that close to the exit, but that was probably a good time to go, because look at that, I safely escaped easily. Now they're in a position where, you know, that pyramid head isn't on the outside trying to close off the exit, but I was in a pretty close to the corner, so it wasn't that ideal. But yeah, that pyramid is close, so there's no point to shoot further. Now we have no pyramid on the exit, really, because we're shooting at them immediately. That pyramid's trying to close off the exit, so I'm just being mindful of it. Yeah, I've done variations of this fight. I can see I'm doing a little differently here than what I did in my last run. Yeah, that right there is a risk. Like, sure, I got away with it, but you really got to ask yourself, is that extra bullet or two worth it? I mean, it's a case where it's like, do as I say, not as I do, to be honest with you. Like, here I'm firing in, like, every single corner. There we go. There I kind of skipped the corner. You may want to do this instead. And just, ideally, I would recommend, hey, in a perfect world, go around to one corner, back up, fire 5 shots, strafe 2 corners over, fire 5 more while backing up, reload in your inventory, repeat. That way you safely fire 5 in one corner, 5 in the other corner. You know you're only using 10 bullets. You're not using an extra bullet in one corner. You don't need to think too much about that. And just always remember to reload. If you are firing more than 5 bullets in a corner, just 100% make sure you're counting off your shots and you know how many bullets are you got. If you reload live in game in one of these corners, the chances of you getting hit go up dramatically, because you're not stunning or slowing them down at all, and James has to stop to reload. So it's just brutal if you reload. So just always be mindful of that. Count off the bullets in your head at all times. Do not take the risk. Like I was saying, like this, I don't think this is inherently difficult at all. Like the loop, the setup here, like this is really simple. Just like backing up while shooting like 3, 4, 5 times, maybe 6, and then strafing, doing it again, reloading an inventory, rinse and repeat. What makes this hard is that it's an endurance, and the pyramid heads will increase and decrease their speed over the course of the fight, so it'll change your perception. Like you'll think, oh, I can get away with more, but then they're suddenly fast, and you can't get away with more. While you could have got away with 5 shots the previous, you know, corner attempt, the next one you can only do 3, or you try 4 and you get hit. Just be mindful of that. If you sense that one pyramid is getting close to the exit, just leave. Just leave. What's the difference whether you get, you know, 4 shots or 3, or 5, or 4 shots or 5? Just, it may be a case where you have to just learn the hard way, you know, like I did. Like, so many times I did this and I would just get hit by something stupid, and then I would do it again, and I would just be so aggressive, trying to take as many shots as possible in the corner, and I would get hit. I don't think this fight is that skill-oriented. It's more beneficial to those that are risk-averse. If you're cautious, you're more likely to be able to do this no damage than if you're just taking risks. And see, right there, that pyramid head was just so fast and was just gunning it to where I was going, so I just recognized immediately. Just don't even bother attempting it. Just get past him, clear him, set up, and hope that, you know, they're going to slow down. Because they will speed up and slow down throughout the fight. They kind of slow down as you shoot them, but it's also, I don't know, it's just also like RNG as well throughout the fight, I believe. Like, it's just, they just get faster at some moments and slower at others. And they do share the same health pool, so it doesn't matter which one we're shooting. It takes the same amount of shots, approximately. And we are generally shooting both of them. Like, when we shoot one of them in crossover, we're generally shooting the other one at that point. So, but either way, it's not something you can worry about. Yeah, see, I only took 2 shots there. You know why? Because I sensed that pyramid was closing the exit. Too many times where I took 3 or 4 shots and just got wrecked. It's not worth it. This battle is all about recognizing, you know, when you can get away with it, when you can't. You know when to fold them, know when to walk away. Simple as that. Listen to the gambler. You think I'm joking, but that's what this fight is. This fight is literally minimizing risk. There we go. That was a bit risky. That was too many shots. That wasn't even like I was overly greedy. It was just like I was dealt a shitty hand. I got away with it, but like, you know, you got to recognize those moments when it's like, wait a minute, I don't have much time to escape here. They're quite slow now, so I could get away with more if I wanted to, but you know, okay, now that one pyramid is getting a bit faster and closing the exit, so I'm just being mindful of it. Pretty good time to leave there, maybe a bit closer than you would want, but I mean, not super, super close, you know? If you're going to get hit by anything in this fight, it's that. Like that pyramid head that thrusted at me, it's going to be the pyramid on your exit that just gets there a little too soon. So just take some time thinking about that. How do I prevent that from happening? Well, just don't fire too many shots. Be mindful of that pyramid head at all times. Because that's the one that, you know, if he's on the outside, that's the one that you're not going to be shooting. It's hard to really position yourself to shoot him, because then you're just backing yourself in, like, kind of away from where your exit is, and it's not really advisable. And the reason I use the handgun for this fight is because I'm playing on PC. On PC, on hard difficulty, the pyramid heads move so damn quickly. On PS2, they don't move that quickly at all, and you can easily get away with using the hunting rifle and doing the entire strategy with that gun. But when Creature Labs ported this game to PC, the developer for the PC port, I don't know, they fucked something up with the speeds and timings, and they move so much more quickly, which kind of renders the rifle obsolete for this fight. Like, I think it's doable, but it's so risky. Like, you can get off a shot, one shot on each corner most of the time, but there's times where you just can't, or you think, oh yeah, I have plenty of time to get off a shot and then strafe away, and then you try it, and then the pyramid gets to you just as you're trying to strafe away. Because aiming the rifle, shooting it, and then especially after the rifle gets shot, it has so much recovery time before you can strafe away, before James, like, you know, deals with the recoil and can strafe, that it's just, you don't have the time to escape sometimes. You know, most of the time, or at least a lot of the time, you can, and you do, but then there's that one time that you don't. And it takes somewhere around 50 rifle shots, so it's like over the course of 50 shots, like, man, all it takes is one instance where they're moving a bit more quickly. And you see throughout this fight, they go up and down in speed. I can deal with it and react to it with the handgun because it's such a, you know, agile, you know, weapon to use. But rifle, not so fortunate because it's so slow. You don't have that ability to do that. And you may notice at times I kind of hold up, like I sense that I'm getting a bit too ahead of myself, so I kind of hold up and wait for them to get in the corner to, like, buy myself more room in the next corner. Whereas if you run right away, you maybe won't have enough time in the next corner to get as many shots as you wanted. So I might just bait them a little bit, and then continue strafing. Always count off the shots in your head. Always know how many bullets you have. Always know when you're ready to reload. And if you don't know, if for any fraction of a second you forget how many bullets in your gun, just reload. You'll see many times throughout this fight I reload at like 6 bullets, 7 bullets. It's not that I'm like, oh, I have 7 bullets, I need to reload. It's like, I'm not 100% positively sure how many bullets I have. I don't know if I have 7, I don't know if I have 6, I don't know if I have 4, you know. So I just reload. It's like the nurses in the hospital. If you ever load accidentally in real time as opposed to inventory, you're probably going to get hit. As for ammo, it takes approximately 330 handgun bullets to end this fight. I think it was 335 last time, but 330 here, so there might be some slight variance. And yeah, that's a lot of ammo. And I can see I'm getting towards the tail end of my supply here. I know I went into this with a little excess. I think I had like somewhere around maybe, I want to say like maybe around 20 extra bullets, something like that. So I know I'm getting very close to the end here. At this point in the fight, please do not take any stupid risks. You will regret it so much, and it's just not worth it. You can see at this point you see like there's 2-3 corners in a row I haven't even shot because I just sensed it really fast at that moment, and I know it's so close to the end of the fight, so I'm being very mindful not to make mistakes. Missed a shot there. Just this late in the fight, be grateful to get your 2 shots and go. You can maybe get 3 in some cases, and at this point in the fight, maybe they might be slower, and you might get 5. Like, it really depends. It's kind of RNG focused, RNG dependent. But yeah, now they've kind of slowed down a bit, so I might be able to get in more, but I'm gonna be very cautious either way. That pyramid's closing pretty quickly, so I'm gonna, you know, take the window while it's open. I don't like the speed of that pyramid right there, but okay, end of fight. Beautiful. Like I said, takes approximately 330 handgun bullets, maybe with some variance. So I really hope you spend the entirety of the game preparing for this moment, making sure you have enough. I carefully read mine, so I did have enough. Didn't really have to put too much thought into it at all. But you may have to step into like 1 or 2 more rooms, grab 1 or 2 more boxes just in case if you need a little more. So between these two boss fights, I recommend saving for sure. Just make sure you put in your eggs into these doors and then save, so you don't have to do this again in case you have to reload. I personally wanted to do both bosses in a row without saving, but it's just, man, this Pyramid Heads boss is such an endurance. It's not so much that it's difficult, it's just so easy to make a mistake and have to do it again, and it takes so long. So I just didn't want to do it again, so I saved. And so in this run specifically, I recall going up and seeing Mary on the bed, which meant I was locked into the Marie ending, and I wanted the Leave ending for the, you know, the best outcome ending. So I loaded my file and I examined the photo of Mary a couple times, and unfortunately this is exactly the point in the game when the letter from Mary disappears entirely from inventory, so I couldn't examine that. But I will examine that photo a couple times, and I will listen to the entire sickbed conversation in this next haul, and those two things alone will put me back on the Leave trajectory. So I'll see Maria by the window up above.
Mary?
What do you want, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
Mary, what are you saying?
Look, I'm disgusting. I don't deserve flowers. Between the disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here. Leave me alone already. I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. It'd be easier if they'd just kill me. But I guess the hospital is making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go. Are you deaf? Don't come back. James, wait. Please don't go. Stay with me. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please, James. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not going to die. Help me.
So for this final fight against Mary Maria, it seems like everyone and their grandma empties their ammo before this boss fight and relies on the ammo trick where you just, you know, empty your ammo and then run around the boss fight arena for 10 minutes and then she just dies because you have no ammo. But it seems pretty lame to me. In a no damage run, I think it makes more sense to show off the whole game and, you know, do everything legit. So we're going to do this legit with the rifle using a strategy I developed after my handgun strategy in my last run. And there's going to be a window right off the top to shoot for rifle bullets, so just get ready for that.
Mary?
When will you ever stop making that mistake? Mary's dead. You killed her.
Maria? It's you. But I don't need you anymore.
What? You must be joking. But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted. I'm different than Mary. How can you throw me away?
I understand now. It's time to end this nightmare.
No, I won't let you. You deserve to die too, James.
So immediately aim, get off your 4 shots. The only concern is that at this point of the fight, like right at the beginning, she can spread her moss. If she does, immediately bail and strafe away. Just don't fire a single shot, otherwise the moss will 100% get you. So make sure you're loading inventory, and luckily she didn't spread her moth. So now I'm just trying to, okay, I wanted to bait her like strangulation stabbing attack, but she didn't do that, so she spread her moss, we're gonna dodge them, and now we're gonna try to bait that attack again. If you just try to like stand on the spot and then dodge, like be very careful how you do this. Make sure you know what you're doing. Okay, I baited that attack where she tries to like stab you and strangle you, and if it misses you, it creates a window where she will step backwards, she will move backwards, and then you can fire 4 continuous shots with the hunting rifle, which is insane because at no other point of this fight that I'm aware of can you do that. Otherwise, she never freezes when you fire the hunting rifle. Like, if you fire at her when the moths disperse, she doesn't slow down at all. Like, you can maybe get in a shot, maybe 2 sometimes if she's far away, but like, there's no full window for you to get 4 shots. This is a strategy that I discovered when I did this run with my handgun in my last run, and I really wanted to see if there was a viable strat with the rifle, because I was, you know, resorted to dealing with the handgun because she's so fast in this fight, whereas in PS2 I think she might be a bit slower. But yeah, you just need to bait that attack. Once she does that attack, there is always a window to get 4 shots in a row, with one caveat to which I'll explain briefly. But generally you can just go in a circle, but I'm just being a bit more manipulative than usual. Just, okay, there you go. Attack window is open, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. The only concern is that while you're doing this, she can spread her moss at any point. It's a very low chance of it happening, but it's a risk that I'm personally willing to take because I saved after pyramids just before anyway. But just keep that in mind that yes, you can fire at her right in her face like we are here, but if you do this like this, if she spread her moss right now, which you can at any time between like the first shot, second shot, third shot, I don't think there's enough time for me to safely get away. So if she does, you're going to get grabbed by the moths. So to counteract that, you can maybe just strafe a little further away, but there is some risk of losing the window, because if you do strafe away and you don't shoot her right away, you do lose the window and she doesn't get stunned anymore. Like, see how she's getting stunned for each shot and she gets kind of frozen in place. That only lasts a certain amount of time. If you strafe away too far and take too much time, you may lose that window. But I'm taking every opportunity I can get. I'm just shooting her basically as soon as she misses that shot or that attack. There you go. And you can see how easy this is, really. Like, I always thought this boss was difficult. I always thought you can only get like 1 shot off and maybe barely even 1 shot a lot of the time, and that is the case. If you try to attack her at any point, any other point in this fight, you can barely get a shot, or maybe 2 sometimes if she's really far away. I suggest don't even try to shoot her at any other point. Just get your 4 shots off at the beginning if she doesn't shoot the moths at you. And then only do it after she does this attack. There's another attack she has, which is like kind of a stabbing attack, which she might do that is accompanied by this like weird like lightning sound, almost like this monster sound. That is a different attack from this attack. So make sure you don't get baited by that one, because she won't create this attack window with that attack. But if there's no sound that plays with that strangulation attack, and you should recognize this one when you see it. But this is the attack that you can safely get in 4 shots, as long as she doesn't spread those moths. I'd say it's a very low chance that she'll spread them, like probably like below 5% chance for each encounter where she has that open window. So it's not impossible, but just very unlikely. And there you go. 40 rifle shots, that's all it takes. Plus 1 more to put the old gal out of her misery. Reload first, and I don't know why that missed, but it did. And the deed is done.
Mary?
James.
Forgive me.
I told you that I wanted to die, James. I wanted the pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not true. You also said you didn't want to die. The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
James, if that were true, then why do you look so sad?
Mary?
James. Please do something for me. Go on with your life. In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you. Waiting for you to come to see me. But you never do. And so I wait, wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know I've done a terrible thing to you. Something you'll never forgive me for. I wish I could change that. But I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here, waiting for you. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it all is. The doctor came today. He told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this may be my last chance. I think you know what I mean. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I've missed you terribly. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Whenever you come see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me, or maybe I just disgust you. I'm sorry about that. When I first learned that I was going to die, I just didn't want to accept it. I was so angry all the time, and I struck out at everyone I loved most. Especially you, James. That's why I understand if you do hate me. But I want you to know this, James. I'll always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. We had some wonderful years together. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. That means that as you read this, I'm already dead. I can't tell you to remember me, but I can't bear for you to forget me. These last few years since I became ill, I am so sorry for what I did to you, did to us. You've given me so much, and I haven't been able to return a single thing. That's why I want you to live for yourself now.
do what's best for you, James. James, you made me happy.
Quite honestly, one of the most impactful voice acting performances in any video game, in my opinion. That letter read by Monica Horgan, just incredible. The emotion and, you know, everything that's a part of it. Just the raw emotion and sadness there. All done in one take, by the way. She said that they did one take, and that was it. She got it perfect the first time. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the ranking screen. And there you go, 0 points damage, along with the rest of my stats there. So that is Silent Hill 2, played on hard action level, extra riddle level difficulty, with no damage taken. Feel free to watch my other videos if you want to see the sub-scenario done, no saves, no damage in that run, and other runs for Silent Hill 1, 3, and 4, done no damage on the hardest difficulty for those games. And you may want to consider watching my other no damage run of Silent Hill 2 where I used bullet adjust, because it's very much its own run and it is a no damage run. Some strategies I used were a little different, some different things happened, and I may have done a better job of explaining certain things in that run as they happened for the first time and I was more passionate about explaining them. So do feel free to check that out. Otherwise I hope this has been entertaining, educational, and just, you know, informational to watch, and thank you for watching, and I hope I'll catch you in one of the next ones. Take it easy, and peace.